My God. He was a dear friend of mine. I did many gigs, different, stripped down gigs, just me and him on a stage. Yeah, and I knew him for years. I met him on stage though, like years later. And this is the great thing about stages and music, because you work so quick. It's all nods and winks. You look at someone in the eye without even seeing what they're playing sometimes, and it's like now. Like he did to me earlier on with Ordinary World. And its speed is incredible. And you really get to know someone through performing with them or doing some kind of arts with them, And so we became very close. And I went to the gathering, I think it was the 20th gathering. So it was quite a few years ago, I guess about 8 years or so now. A bit more, maybe it's a bit more than that. And did a big fully blown set with the band, not the Alarm, but people that he's continued to tour with ever since. And then the next day there was kind of a stripped down one, really. So it was a bit easier. I could do a couple of numbers and this, that, and the other. But the big one the night before was, you've got to remember that Alarm fans come from all over the world to gather. That's why it's called The Gathering. He was just amazing. He really was a Pied Piper, but he led people into greatness, it was wonderful. We'd do those gigs, he'd be working his balls off, and then after the gig, we're all absolutely knackered, Next day he's up early on the Sunday, and he just leads the troops down to the beach, and just all the people there, and he's got an acoustic, and he does that, and he's even gone to the top of Snowdonia, him and Jules. I can go on forever, and I don't want to do that. But I really miss him. It's terrible for me. I mean, it's just horrible for anyone, isn't it, when you lose someone? But it's just like this massive hole as a friend, but also in music and all those people. Who they're going to follow now? Who are you going to follow now?
You.
No, you know what I mean. It's like, I tell you, it's like from Mike Peters, really. Sorry. Anyway, this was
stay back.
Yeah, I know. Right, come on, never done that before. So anyway, this was one of the tracks because when the first night we did it, I always kind of had percussion, sax, BVs, and I hold me riser, and I loved it, and I just popped down. And I really enjoyed doing this song, and it's not an obvious one that that people sort of would know, but I just really love doing it on the tambourine and doing the high vocal, and it's called Breathe. Yeah, that's it. Here we go. Okay. Mike's going to introduce it. Go, Mike. Now feel your heart beating next to mine. You're the only thing I ever wanted or desired. If I should falter or lose my way, I will follow you. I will not look back. I breathe the air, I watch the sun rise and fall. 24 hours, I breathe the air, I watch the sun rise and fall. 24 hours, yeah, I watch the sun rise and fall. 24 hours, I will breathe the air, I watch the sun rise and fall. 24 hours, I breathe, watch the sun rise and fall. I should have mentioned, I think Steve Webster's in here somewhere. Where are you, mate? There he is. Love you, man. Yeah. We met at the gathering, didn't we? Hey? Anyway,
about a year before.
was it? Yeah, we'll have a chat later on, eh? Yeah, you can join us.
No worries.
Great, right.